Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, and we are on week 21, day 1 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. And we are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book, Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar. You can buy it at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. It's the perfect combination of positive affirmations, music therapy, and essential oils. I think you're gonna love it. Every week we are doing every week we're following the affirmation that she does for the week, and then she also does an affirmation Monday through Friday, which we're doing too. So on Mondays, we kind of introduce to you the oil blends that are suggested, and then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we go in depth emotionally on what those oils are used for, what their emotional gifts is. And then on Friday, we go into the physical gifts of all 3 of the oils. Super excited for this week's affirmation and just everything about this week, actually. First of all, happy February, right? We are now, as I'm filming, we are now into the month of February, and I have to laugh that January kind of went out with a lot of snow, and February is coming in with a ton of snow. My children's school has been, well, they homeschool, but they go to seminary in the morning, and their seminary has been canceled because it's in connection with the public school, and the public school's canceled for the day. So it's just going to be an amazing, cozy day at home with all the children, because we don't have to really go anywhere. Anyway, so that said, the affirmation for this week, loving, 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 is I am drawing to me resources to complement my goals. Don't you love that? I am drawing to me resources to complement my goals. There's a saying that says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Right? When we're ready to learn something, we have those appear into our life who can teach us. And I do believe that if we set a goal and we are intentional about getting there and prayerful about getting there, the universe moves. The universe moves in miraculous ways to help us get where we want to get. So I'm just thinking about that. As I was thinking about the affirmation for the week, I am drawing to me resources to complement my goals, I thought to myself, pondering this, well, what do I need to do to draw those resources toward me? And the first thing, well, there are several things I thought of, but I'm sure that you're going to be thinking of things that I haven't even thought of, so I'd love for you to post your comments in the comment section. So the first thing is, if we're drawing to us resources to help us accomplish our goals, we have to set the goals, right? We have to think, who do I want to be in life? What do I want to achieve in life? What impact do I want to have on who, right? We need to set the goals first, right? And then we just can't set the goals like December 31st and never look at them again and have them be achieved. We can't. We have to review our goals on a regular basis. I remember I was in church one time, and the Sunday school teacher was talking, maybe his main thing, I can't even remember his main thing, maybe it was on increasing our scripture study. I don't know. But what I do know is that he had 2 principles that he was kind of espousing. The first one is to have a sacred Sunday, to let God's day of Sunday be a holy day where we worship Him, where we rest, we rejuvenate, and we worship God. Have a sacred Sunday, put God first in our life. And the second thing he said was, you need to have a magic Monday too, which is where you set your goals and you review them. Like, what is it that I'm trying to achieve for this week, right? The sacred Sunday and the magic Monday. So we need to set our goals, but then we need to review them. Hold on. Drinking water, nourishing me, right? I hope you're drinking your water. Anyway, so I hope we're setting goals, and I hope that we're reviewing them on a regular basis. Where are your goals set down? Are they on your bathroom mirror? Maybe the mirror in your room. Are they on the back of your door? Where have you put your goals for the week? Are they on like your home screen of your phone? So they pop up. Like, where have you written your goals? Where have I written my goals? I need to go and be a little bit more intentional on where am I writing my goals. So anyway, but some of the perfect times to review our goals are at the beginning or the end of the week, right? And at the beginning or the end of the month too. So we're going into a new month. We are now in February, embracing the month of love, right? And so it's time to renew those goals again. And maybe what you might want to do is you might want to just put your goals for the year on the first day of every single month. And so they always just like pop up and that can give you a reminder of how you're doing. Or maybe you want to just have them popping up on every Monday or every, whatever day you want to review your goals. Anyway, so we have to review our goals. And then the next thing that we need to do, if we want resources to kind of flow into us, to help us achieve our goals, we need to sit there with our goals and we need to ponder, what do I need, right? Do I need a mentor to teach me something? Do I need an accountability partner to check up on me? Do I need a coach to teach me some things that I don't know? Do I need just like a best friend to just like, knowing what we're going through and kind of being there in the fight with us, saying, you know what, you can do it. What maybe I need, my goal is to learn how to cut hair, right? And then so I can draw those resources to me. My husband is great at cutting hair, by the way. So with so many boys in the house, he just kind of does it. Anyway, but maybe you have a goal to become healthier. What are you going to do on that? So just pondering on our goals, figuring out what resources do I really need in order to help me achieve them, because we live in a very abundant world, like an incredibly abundant world, and if there are resources that we need, there is some way for us to get them. If we just keep pondering, we keep praying, those resources will come to us. I just have faith in that. Okay, so the other thing that I was thinking of drawing resources to me to complement our goals is just our attitude, right? We have to have hope that those resources will come. Like, so much starts with hope. We have to have faith. We have to have a positive attitude, right? Have you ever had a child who's like, give me that cookie, and you're like, no, you're a little grumpy, and they're like, and they start crying and they start, boo-hooing, and they just get grumpy. They might start insulting you, or people like that in your life about whatever it is, right? Who don't get their own way. They want something, they're not getting it, and they just have like this horrible attitude, right? Are we more likely to give something to a person that they want if they have a horrible attitude? No, we're not. We're not likely to give someone that something that they want if they have a horrible attitude, just because it just doesn't even feel right. And maybe that's how life plays with us too, right? Maybe sometimes we don't get what we want because we have such a horrible attitude when we don't have it, right? So trying to have more of a better attitude, trying to live in thankfulness and love. Like, I'm thankful for what I have, thankful for the trials that we have, for the compassion they develop in us, for the knowledge and the wisdom that they give us. Anyway, I'm just thinking that if you're wanting resources to flow to you, being kind, being loving, being happy, being thankful, I think it can go a long, long way in having resources come. So I just wanted to tell you really quick, when I'm talking about a good attitude, I just wanted to tell you about this guy. His name well, I don't know that he'd want to be named, so I'm not going to tell you his name. But one of my son Caleb, he had his friend. He invited him over for movie night, and this guy, he came in. Derek and I were sitting in the front room. The kids were, I don't know, downstairs, upstairs playing. I think he was the first to arrive. Anyway, he comes in. I'm thinking this is like 16, maybe 17. I don't even know. He comes in. He comes up to me. He shakes my hand. Well, how are you doing, Mrs. Williams? And thank you so much for inviting me to your house. And then he walks over to my husband across the room and shakes his hand. And, you know, what teenagers shake your hand? Like, what teenagers shake? This guy was like the most polite guy I've ever seen, maybe in my lifetime. And so he comes in, and then as he's going, this is, I think, his first visit to our house. Anyway, so as he's going, and we live in a very modest house, and, our house is sometimes a little bit cluttered. I think we had done a cleanup for the day, but still, it's not a model perfect house everywhere he went. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is so neat. Super complimentary. Who did he come down from heaven that way? I don't know. My best guess is that his parents are incredibly amazing people. I just had to ask his mom, hey, so impressed with your son. I would love to get your parenting tips. And this is what she said to me. She said, you know what? When he was born, I knew that my job as a mom was to take him from reliance on me to reliance on God. So my whole point in life is getting him that direct connection with God. I think whatever she's doing is working amazingly. So, do I want to have this boy back to my house? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That boy is welcome at my house anytime, because he is so forthright, so polite. Before he left, he again shook hands, I think with both of us, and said, thank you so much for having me over. You know what? Who does that? You know what? I guess I've learned that there's a lot of different ways that I can up-level my mothering. And anyway, so does attitude help to get you what you want in life? 100%. Our attitudes help to get us what we want in life. They do. Okay, so as you're trying to draw those resources into your life, remember our attitudes. Okay, so that's the affirmation for the entire week. The affirmation for today is, I am focused on the virtues I want in my life. And the first thing I wanted to say about that, I'm sorry, remembering one of my friends, her first name was Denise. She was was and is an incredible person. Anyway, she took a class once that we went to this education week once, and we split ways going to our favorite classes and then reconnected. And she took a class on virtue talk, and I've always regretted that I did not go to that class with her. But basically what she said is, if we want our children to display virtues, we need to point them out when they are displaying that. You know, Caleb, you are being so patient. You know, Wesley, you are being such a great brother playing with your little brother. You know, whatever it is, when we name, and we kind of have to know our virtue words, like maybe every day or for a while. We need to, what virtues do I want in my life appearing in myself and in my children? And when we catch ourselves or our family members or whoever it is in our circle that we would love to influence to up level, right? Whatever it is, as we catch them being good, we always compliment them. We compliment them. When they are being good, we compliment them in virtues language. You are being, that's incredible. Like, that was so thoughtful of you, right? I can see you are working super hard at that. What a hard worker you're turning into, right? And so talking in those virtue languages. So instead of, and it's so easy. I fall into this trap way too many times. Instead of pointing out what needs to be fixed and what needs to be changed. Now, do we sometimes need to point out what needs to be fixed and changed? Yes. But I think that pointing out what is good needs to happen too, right? John Gottman said that for healthy relationships, you need to have a 10 to 1, like a 10 to 1 relationship on the pointing out the good to addressing what needs to be changed. 10 to 1 ratio on that, right? And so, maybe nurturing our children, nurturing ourselves, nurturing people that we want to maintain relationships, we are actively looking and pointing out the good for those virtues to set up, to show up, to be strengthened. Now, I want to tell you about I put this to the test one time, right? I put the complimenting the good. Now, so we have family prayer, and when we have family prayer, we all kneel kind of in a circle and then pray, right? Well, so I just love kneeling. I think it is such a sign of respect to God. And I don't want us to be lackadaisical in how we show respect to God. I want us to be strong, intentional about how we show respect to God. I want us to be super respectful to God because He's the God of the universe. He's the one who gave us everything, right? The least we can do is to be respectful to Him. So in our family, anyway, we had, I'm trying to teach the family to kneel, right, as opposed to sit down. And there was at least one of the family members that was just like, I'm just going to sit down. I'm like, they're not really getting the importance of kneeling, the importance of their respect. They just weren't getting that right. And so what I did is I started complimenting those who were kneeling. Oh my goodness, Caleb, I love how you're kneeling. Oh my goodness, Sander, I love how you're kneeling down. Wesley, whatever, whoever's kneeling, I love how you're kneeling. It took maybe it went, I can't remember. Did it go from morning prayer where the person wasn't kneeling to nightly prayer where it was, or did it take 2 days? Anyway, I don't even know. But within like 1 or 2 days, this person who didn't kneel started kneeling. Why? Because he wanted to be recognized too for the good things that he was doing. So, I don't know, if you don't trust the process that, like if you're not convinced of the principle that complimenting others can help bring more good behavior into your life, maybe just experiment with it. Like just experiment. Just see, does complimenting bring more of what you want into your life? Anyway, it's a good experiment to try. Okay, so that is the affirmation for today. I am focused on the virtues I want in my life. And the affirmation for the week, I am drawing to me resources to complement my goals. The song that Dr. Susan Lawton is pairing for this week is from Pocahontas. It is The Colors of the Wind. Definitely, I haven't listened to it yet. I'm definitely going to put it on today and see the strength and the wisdom. What I remember from the song is it was a strong, empowering song. I can make things happen song. Anyway, you have a song that you think pairs a little bit more with drawing those resources to your life or being focused on virtues, let me know. I'm also thinking of another song. I think it's a Quaker song. And it's a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, be in the valley of love and delight. I didn't mean to sing this whole song, but I might well finish it. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we won't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight. How by turning and turning we come around right. Right? Cultivating the gifts. Thinking of the hymn, more holiness give me, more striving within. Anyway, what songs are you thinking of when it comes to cultivating those virtues in yourself and in others? Let's get our song list this week when it comes to cultivating the virtues in ourselves and others. Okay, so I think that's everything I wanted to say on the affirmation and on the song. So we're on to our diffuser blend of the week. You're gonna love this diffuse blend. So the first one, I want to say one other thing. I'm just reminding of it by thing that I printed out. So, how do I explain this? So 2 years ago, I had some people in my life that were kind of putting me down and not getting who I was. And I was starting to buy in with who they thought I was instead of who I knew I am. Does that make sense? Do you have people in your life that just don't get you and that just put you down for who you are? And let's not buy into what they're the way they think of us, right? So I did the stinky thing of making your mission statement. Now this isn't actually a mission statement because it doesn't have, maybe it is, but it's more of a descriptive statement of who I am to remind me this is who I am. So what I did is I went through, I made a list of all the virtues, and I Googled tons of lists of virtues, and I made the list of the virtues that I thought were virtues that I wanted in my life, and wrote it down. So kind of looking like that. And then I put in blue the ones that I really, really wanted to concentrate on. But then I made a statement describing who I was so that I remember who I was despite what anyone else said. Okay, so this is my statement of who I am. Might help you understand me a little bit better. But it has a lot of virtue words in it too, okay? As we're trying to cultivate the virtues. And I'll explain it a little bit afterward, but first I'm just going to read it to you, the whole thing. It says, describing Susanna. And my name's actually Suzanne, but I've always loved the name Susanna, and so my own name for me is Susanna. Anyway, going on. This is what it says. I am a daughter of the God of love. I am iron-willed, open-minded, and always striving for improvement. I have the gift of teaching, and I am developing the gift of discernment. I am not swayed in my determination to be Christ-like and edifying despite other people's actions. I take responsibility for my own actions and allow others to do the same. I am prepared by God to come down in this time in history. I am built for the battle of preparing myself, my family, and the world for the second coming of Christ. My greatest desire is that God be glorified through my work. Now, does God need to be glorified at all? No. But whatever goodness I achieve in my life, it is only because of God and His precepts and His love and His help. So God gets all the glory, not me. God does. So I just wanted to clarify that. The other thing I just wanted to say is I am a daughter of the God of love, right? I'm not talking about the Greek god of Aphrodite or Venus, right? No, I'm not talking about those gods. I'm talking about our Heavenly Father, the traditional God of the Old Testament and New Testament, our Creator God who created us, placed us on this earth, gave us the plan of happiness and loves and supports us to this day. And He is absolutely 100% loving. He's perfectly loving. So my favorite name for Him is the God of love. Okay, so just wanted to clarify that. So if you haven't created a description of who you are, maybe do that in your journaling today. We like to do a lot of, hey, why not put this in your journal, right? So maybe today, if you haven't said yet who you are, right? Let's put that in our journal. Let's read it several times, like anytime we're like, let's just read it just to remind us who we are, right? And then let's live up to our best selves. Okay, that said, now we are actually time ready to get onto the diffuser blend for this week. So the first is, and I'm turning basically my pages in a book that is called Essential Emotions, Your Guide to Process, Release, and Live Free, to tell you a little bit more about the diffuser blend. So the first, we're diffusing this week 2 drops of ginger, which is the oil of empowerment, 2 drops of coriander, which is the oil of integrity, and 2 drops of Helichrysum, which is the oil for pain. So really quick, I'm just gonna kind of give you a teaser, just like a very basic intro on what they're good for emotionally, just like 1 or 2 things, and then we're gonna dive deep onto what they're good for on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But ginger, the oil of empowerment, it's great for people who are stuck in that victim mentality. Great for people who feel powerless, and great, and I'm loving this one, for people who don't want to take personal responsibility for almost anything, right? Are you that type of person? Do you have those types of people in your life? Anyway, it can help us feel accountable. Love it. We should feel accountable, empowered, capable, and committed. So ginger. Some of the gifts. The next one was 2 drops of Helichrysum, right? And that is the oil for pain. And we all know that whatever you use, whatever is good for physically is also good emotionally. And so Helichrysum, so good for physical or emotional pain. This is one that you're going to want to pick up if you have intense emotional pain, anguish, or trauma. If you have a great trauma. Now, why do I think they pair these 2? Because sometimes people who tend to push away responsibility do that because it's too painful for them to look at how they're actually responsible for things, right? So I think these are an amazing pairing. Ginger for empowerment and getting over and taking responsibility for ourselves, our own actions, getting over that that kind of victim mentality. Helichrysum, helping us to release some of the pain, and so we can look honestly about how we're contributing to things in our lives that we want to change. And then coriander, the oil of integrity, and what it can help with is if you're feeling controlled by others, or if you keep self-betraying yourself, right? Like maybe you have some addictions. Maybe you're addicted to drugs, alcohol, pornography, anger. I don't even know, whatever people's addictions are, and you're like, I don't want to do that because when I do that, it destroys my life, and yet we keep falling back into that trap, right? That destructive trap, or anyway, there's a lot of ways to self-sabotage and self-betray ourselves. Maybe we go around thinking that we're ugly. Maybe even we go around telling people that we're incompetent, right? Self-betrayal. Let's stop it. And so coriander can help with that. It can help us be true to ourselves. Anyway, so just a little teaser about those. We're going to be going into depth on Tuesday on the emotional benefits of ginger, on Wednesday of the emotional benefits of Helichrysum, on Thursday of the emotional benefits of coriander, and then on Friday, again, we will go through all of the different the physical benefits of all of those different oils. So just as a reminder, the diffuser blend that we're diffusing are 2 drops of ginger, the oil of empowerment, 2 drops of Helichrysum, the oil for pain, and 2 drops of coriander, the oil for integrity. This week, right now, we are listening to this song, Colors of the Wind for Pocahontas. If you come up with another song that you like better, you drop us a line, let us know. And the affirmation for the day is, I am focused on virtues, on the virtues I want in my life. And the affirmation for the week is, I am drawing to me resources to complement my goals. Okay, I think that's everything for the day. I know February is going to be an amazing month. It's going to be amazing. And I know that we all have it in us to make it a great day. So this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, telling us all that we have the power in us to make it a great day. Bye-bye.